so this is us back at Mother Murphy's tea room, and this is for drinking tea at.
Oh, my tea's not in the picture.
Yeah, tea at Mother Murphy's, and this is our next mindfulness session, and I'm here with Elaine, and today we're going to talk about, or Elaine's going to talk about.
We're going to discuss it.
We're going to discuss. Yeah. Control and choice.
Yeah.
Or choice and control.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
But first, I think what we could do is maybe recap what we said last week, because last time we were talking about being nice to yourself, being your own best friend, and I think that's the most important thing you can do, because if you are nice, say nice thoughts to yourself, then you're going to be happier. If you think about if you're saying, oh, you're stupid, you're fat, or whatever, you're not going to be happy. So the nicest thing, the best thing you can do for yourself is to say nice things to yourself. So the whole knack is to catch yourself saying not nice things to yourself and change it to a nice thing. So that's basically what we're talking about last week, wasn't it?
We spoke about getting a journal.
That's right.
And writing positive things down.
That was because our brains are hardwired to remember the negative things. So to change that mindset, if we get a journal and write down all the nice things that happen to you, just bullet points, it doesn't have to be big screeds of writing. Just write down the things that have happened, the nice things. Maybe somebody said something nice to you, write it down so that you look back and you think, wow, my day was really good, rather than remembering the bad things that happened, because we're very good at remembering the bad things that happened. And to change our mindset to make us happier, remember the good things, and a journal is a very good way of doing that.
And I got a journal.
Have you been doing it?
I've been doing it.
Excellent. And what have you thought? Has it been hard? Is it getting easier?
It's getting easier.
Yeah, it's very hard to begin with, because we're all hardwired at saying not nice things, remembering, well, she said I was fat, for instance, and we'll remember that, but then somebody or three people might have said, oh, that was great cake, thanks very much, and you'll forget that. You only remember the not nice things that were said. And that's just the way we've evolved. So a journal's a really good way of changing your thought, to get you to actually start thinking nice things, so that you're happy. So this week's topic about control and choice is the only thing that you can control are your thoughts. And that's what we're talking about. Control your thoughts, say nice things to yourself to make you happier. So control is the external things, and you have absolutely no control over that. So why worry about it? Why let things external to you worry you or make you angry or make you sad? That's what we're talking about here. So it is like somebody saying something not nice to you. That's outside. You've no control over what anybody else says to you. You've only control over what you say to yourself or what you are thinking. So if somebody says something not nice to you, you forget it. You don't let it, you don't react to it. You don't get upset, you don't get angry, you just say, that's what they think, I know that's not right. And you move on from it. It's when we start dwelling on things that make us anxious, make us upset, make us angry, make us depressed even in the long run. So anything outside our own thoughts, let them go. Don't let them bother you. And it's hard. It is hard, really hard to do, but it's changing your mindset. Because the only thing that you're in charge of is your thoughts. And from your thoughts come your choices, your beliefs, your action. So if you think, I am really, really ugly, I can't possibly go outside today, and you keep on saying that, you're going to stay in the house and just watch television, maybe. But if you're saying nice things to yourself, then it gives you more encouragement to go and do things. So your choices are based on your thoughts, how you think about yourself, how you react to other people. That's your choices, but that comes from your thought. So the very basic whole idea about mindfulness is being nice to yourself. which is what we were talking about last time.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just sort of following on from what we were saying last time.
And that kind of gets a little bit easier if you're already starting to have positive thoughts about the day rather than negative.
Exactly. So the journal is a very good way to change your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And also we were talking about mindfulness activities, giving your brain a little rest from all the thoughts going on. So we talked about having tea and looking at the teacup and feeling the warmth, and then smelling the tea and tasting the tea and like feeling it go down your throat. That's mindfulness activity, only if that's all you're thinking about. But if you're drinking your tea and thinking, oh, what am I going to make for my tea tonight? What am I going to do? I need to go home and boil potatoes, make the mince. That's not mindful. So mindful is not thinking about anything else, concentrating on the activity that you're doing right now. Like, we're talking mindfully because we're not thinking about what we're going to do later on. We're just talking just now. So we are in this moment not thinking about anything else. So you could say this is a mindful activity.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we're both here listening to each other and responding to each other.
Is that partly to do with how you plan your mindfulness activities, in that we've planned our discussion at a time the tea room's closed, Jim's gone away, he's not rattling the dishes now, and if you plan your mindfulness activity during a busy time, it won't work, will it?
No, it won't work, no. I do a mindfulness activity first thing in the morning. I think that's the best way to do it. I'll sit and have a cup of tea and savour it. But it's only a mindful activity if I'm just thinking about drinking my tea. If I'm sitting in the morning drinking my tea and thinking about something else, it's not mindful. To get the difference.
Yes.
Because a mindfulness activity, you're only concentrating on what you're doing at that time. Your thoughts, your taste, all your senses are dealing with that activity. You're not thinking about anything else at the same time.
Yeah.
And a good mindfulness activity, I think, is washing your hands. Because many times do you wash your hands during the day? So
at the moment, about 400.
So every time you wash your hands, you go click. This is a mindfulness activity, and you don't think about anything else apart from washing your hands. And when you're doing that, you're giving your thoughts a rest. And when you start giving your thoughts a rest, your whole body relaxes and you're not as stressed. Yeah. I think, today's topic, control, is getting the idea that you're not in charge of anything else in the world, just your thoughts. So that's all you can do. So
is that a good thing to think about with the current thing that's going on, because everybody is worried about the virus?
Yeah.
But we can't do anything about that.
Absolutely. And a good point comes from that newspapers. Well, they know what sells newspapers. Why do we tune into the news at night? For negative news. Because we thrive somehow, because our brains are hardwired for this negativity, so we won't be harmed. So we need to know what's going on in case something will harm us. So the media, the news, buys into this and gives us bad news. The newspapers hype everything that's going on because they know it will sell newspapers, and people read it and get scared.
Yes.
Because they're reading this all the time in the newspapers, different versions of what's going on, and forget that actually that this is a commercial thing that they're reading. Journalists are paid to find these stories that are going to sort of stimulate people's imaginations, and that's what they're doing. And people get scared and they talk about it, and everybody sort of gets way out of proportion.
So if people are finding now that they are quite stressed about the current situation, using the mindfulness, the thinking positive things, making your choices
You've
is a
no
way of dealing with it.
Yeah, you've got no control over the coronavirus. Absolutely none.
Mm-hmm.
So why worry about it? Go through your daily life. Why let the outside world make you feel terrible?
Mm-hmm.
All you can deal with is, all you can change is inside you, your thoughts. So if you're worried about anything and it's external to you, it's hard to do, it's easy to say and hard to do, but try and put it out of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Try and do a creative activity, go for a walk, or a mindfulness activity, or even meditate. Crochet, yeah. If you're sitting there and you're crocheting and you're involved in that activity, yeah, that calms your whole body down.
That's the repetitiveness of crocheting in the same stitch. And,
yeah. As long as you're not sitting there thinking about the coronavirus, well, you're doing that. If you're sitting there concentrating on the crocheting, then that's a mindfulness activity and a great thing to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So control, you can't control anything apart from your own thoughts. Mm-hmm. And if you are thinking nice things, you'll be happier. But for instance, Westminster government, what they do, you have absolutely no control over them, so why get upset about it? Yeah. You're just going to do yourself harm. Mm-hmm. Sit down, have a cup of tea, and a bit of cake.
At Murphy's Tea Room.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.